What's
ladies
up,
and gentlemen,
everybody?
we got a juicy doozy for you.
Highway.
We just watched.
Wow.
We're torn on this one.
Coming
this
in
was
are
a
mentally
kinda
torn on this
interesting film. I mean, wow.
Yep.
My goodness.
So many things happen.
Yeah.
It's hard to like
Yeah.
comprehend the
It is
all of
quite
what
interesting.
happened.
There was a lot of ethical questions. Watch our react to it. Click the link somewhere. I'll react to this one. But yeah,
We got to start with context and like what we were expecting versus what we got. Look at the poster.
yeah,
That looks like a high octane thriller
it
action
really
filled.
does. We did not receive that.
We did not
just
receive
the
that.
first like 20 minutes.
The first 20 minutes came
We're
out
bidding-
flying.
yes.
We were flinging. We were freaked
Yeah.
out. I was at the edge of
it
my
was
seat.
so like scary.
Puckerville.
Intense.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was. Yeah.
But then after that,
We loosened the seatbelt.
yes, and it was very interesting. This is a sad film
Yeah.
It is
because
sad.
there's two traumatized people finding each other.
Yeah.
The circumstances by which they come,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which they get
find
to know each other,
It's kinda
is
wild.
very
You'll watch
interesting.
our review to hear more on.
You mean the react or the
Yeah.
We're in the
Yeah,
room.
that's
We're
right.
in
We're
We
here.
are.
Where am I?
It's
You
late,
okay,
So
late
late.
at night. Michael's.
I just the weird part is that you're faced with a couple ethical questions on the legitimacy of such.
Well, I think for sure, like the first half, you're wondering, okay, this doesn't seem right that they're getting closer to get closer, like Randeep and
Right.
Alia. But
Randeep was great.
oh yeah,
Yes.
but then over time, like as it progresses, you see more of his backstory and where he came from,
Mm-hmm.
his childhood trauma, her childhood trauma, and it was really interesting how they showed that connection between them. And I thought, to be honest, I was more about the relationship than Michael was.
I know
mean,
you
you
were.
could definitely
Sure.
tell from the react video. I definitely think he still, in a way, needed to pay for the wrongdoing he did. Like, I mean, he killed people, he kidnapped people. That's not a good thing.
No.
And I think they did that justice where he did end up dying.
I liked the
and
ending.
I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
And then even after his death and her, Alia facing her family, and or Vera, I should say, facing her family and the wrongdoing, like the crazy stuff, her and terrible things her uncle did to her, and like just her reaction to that and her acting in that moment was just
it's
so
just emotions
good.
laid bare.
Like her
It was
acting,
very well done.
yeah, so well done, and I thought that was really well done. In the way it ended with that shot of her as a kid and Mahabir as a kid, and just that was I thought that was really touching actually, and just how that played out. Getting to that point, it was hard. Like, the first half of the movie, you're like, where is this gonna go? Like, she's kidnapped, but then it does like turn into a road trip movie in a weird way, and you're not sure how you're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
For most of that time, by the end, I was like, oh, I know how I'm supposed to feel now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So they definitely. I'm glad that it stuck the landing.
Yep.
But yes, it's at some points during the film, you're like, wait, am I
Middle.
supposed to be
Right.
for this relationship?
Yep.
It was pretty confusing at some points, just knowing like what the director wanted us to feel during those points, because it's like, she was kidnapped, but then she also was fine with being kidnapped because that gave her that freedom outside, so she could be away from her family and see the world in a way. But then it's like, well,
That's
but
such
she's
a
kidnapped.
strange circumstance.
Yeah.
To
But
get to
then,
that point.
but then, you know, later on, you know, he's not gonna do anything to her. You know, he's not gonna sell her off, and he even like, you know, brings her to the police station. Is like, hey, you know, you can call your family, all this
He
stuff.
gives her the choice,
Yeah,
and then she
so-
chooses to stay with him.
I still think
in
though,
that when we hit that part where he brought her to the police station,
right?
I was more on board with their relationship at that point because I was like,
were.
yeah,
I know
yo,
I
yeah,
saw.
you know I was.
witnessed it.
Oh yeah, you
wanted
definitely
to be
did.
there like,
Check out
me,
the
all your
React
bot.
video. Oh yes,
all
sir.
your bot, take me with you.
Yeah, but yeah, so I was more okay with the relationship after that, but. Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think? I know I like this. It seems like I like this a lot more than you guys.
Oh,
did.
I like the movie,
But
I just didn't like the relationship. The ending was
that's
great.
the key part of the
That's the
movie.
key
though. That's
Well, no.
Well, you're right. It's
I
not
was in
all
the
of
right.
the
The guy got
movie.
shot at the end. I'm like, let's go. He needed to get
Oh,
shot.
man,
That-
you're gonna
it was really hard.
the comments.
No,
are
it's
gonna
not.
come
The guy
flying in.
kidnapped a guy. Like he
Yeah,
kidnapped a
it's true.
woman. He was gonna either sell her to a brothel or just leave her to the. Like I mean, like so many times he's threatened to either like just throw her to a brothel or like do horrible things to her. It's like this guy was never a good guy, and so I like how the movie made us think, oh, he might be a good guy. We could see this life together with them, you know. And then I liked how it took it
and then
away.
it just because
Because-
your sins are going to catch up.
Yes, I like
Yep.
that at the end where it because Isaac even said it in the react, which I thought was so good. He was like, he's got to pay for it somehow, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said Isaac said that, and like maybe 2 minutes later, the dude is dead,
Yeah.
which was like
Whoops,
very
I
good
predicted
timing
it.
Poetic justice.
because it
I
was
guess.
because it was like shouldn't be that kind of a nut, and then he got
Yo.
double tapped
Right.
for it.
It was a really strange. The entire movie was just such a strange vibe. I felt that's just kind of an open-ended statement,
Right.
But you just felt that the thriller was there at the beginning, and then
Yeah, it
boom,
did.
it was
really
kind of
switch,
lighthearted. And it was just like, hold on a second. They're kind of running for their lives, theoretically, but
Right.
they are not running for their lives on the screen. They're chilling, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And so it was just such a strange feeling of no more urgency. You're just discovering freedom, which
Right. You know
I
what it feels like?
understand Alia, Vera, the character Vera, I understand that finding freedom. But that middle section was like an hour long.
I know.
And it was the same. It was beautiful scenery. That's one thing.
Yes.
The cinematography and the scenery is amazing. But that was it. Like that was there. Quite a few repeated shots, and then just this is for an hour. This is what we're going to show you.
Yeah,
So,
I think for being a 2 hour long movie,
it was pretty long considering.
Well, I just think that they could have filled the screen with other plot points and stuff and moved it. Oh my gosh, our set is falling apart.
we got some.
We gotta fix that.
LEDs
Oh,
coming down.
This side is not done.
I know
yet. What's-
something's wrong with this side. Anyway,
the
let's
3M
fix that.
command strip.
I think I think it was I really felt like the production company switched halfway through the movie. Like we were in like Thrillerville, literally, and then
it did
all of a
really
sudden
take a
we
turn.
just chilled and we just like took a
Extreme chill. Like it was
Yeah.
just like a very, very slow, abrupt change in everything, pretty much.
It was very tonal. I think
Yeah.
Ben is getting at there was a tonal,
the tonal
shift,
shift
which was a little abrupt and different.
Yes.
I would have preferred more of a thriller throughout the movie, but I did like where it ended, where it kind of gently tried to relax us. Like I didn't fall for their love story, but for those that did, it gently
I did.
relaxed us down
Yeah,
to
it
make them
definitely-
fall in love, and then it killed them. And I kind of like that like rug pull at the end.
You just like the.
I like the rug.
twist.
I like
Yeah.
a twist. You know,
Brought
it's,
Michael back in it.
yeah. I was like, oh, thank God. At least they have some semblance of like this is not like it's
The
like
real
okay, I
world,
get
yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
accurate. Yeah, like in the real
Yeah.
world, this is not what
Right,
happened.
right.
So
Yep.
I did like that.
Yeah. It's a
Um,
really the key I think point to make is this is a very interesting scenario
Right.
to create a story.
I agree.
Yeah, it's
The
really
themes
unique.
was interesting.
Yeah.
The themes were quite interesting to think
Yeah.
about, like freedom
The
in the
capture
sense
and
of
then that capture turns into freedom, which is a
And then
very
also kind of
strange-
diving into
it's
like
different.
what the kidnapper's background was, and you had mentioned it a bunch of
Right.
times during the react where, hey, this is interesting that it's from his point of view.
Yeah.
For like the 1st half of the movie for sure, and that was that was interesting to see it from the kidnapper's point of view.
Yeah. There was never a detective point of view, which was interesting. It was
that
a
was
cool
different. I
twist.
like how they didn't do that. There was like, well, right after the interval, there was like that brief like update on like, oh, where the family is and how close they are to finding her. And
right,
and that was it. Usually you would see some more...
I thought that was a really smart thing to do, where they just didn't even show that side.
Right.
Yeah,
and just,
that was different.
It was very different.
And
I like that.
Once you get over the fact that, this is not going to be a thriller, it turns into more of a drama / finding yourself movie.
It did turn into that.
For sure. Like for her
finding
and
yourself
him. For
movie.
sure, for him, her and him.
Yeah.
I think we have to shout out, like, Randeep Huda was amazing. He had a scowl.
Guys, check out our React video. When he smiled, we almost had a heart attack.
We
Because
freaked
that
out.
man, like, the facial
like,
expressions,
hello.
like, he changed completely when he smiled.
Very
and that
good
shows that he's a
physical
great
acting
actor.
performance.
Yep.
Just the expressions on his face. He permanently had a furrowed brow, and then suddenly,
and then slowly, it
Alia just slowly
she wiggled her way in.
Yep. She finally cracked him, and then he smiled, and then it was different.
He was GG in the chat, as they say.
So good.
But that was a good performance, and then Alia.
She's amazing.
Amazing performance.
I did like the Alia.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious though. Like her acting was incredible in that final scene where she was yelling at
confronting.
She was a really good actor. They're both
really
my
good
gosh,
acting. You could really feel for her.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the director or writer, or I don't know if they're both the same.
They are.
Okay, they are. Had to have just let her be herself because she's such a unique human being.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because there were times where she was just like, "What am I doing?"
Like when she was sitting on the rock and then like laughing and
her dialogue with herself just randomly. How are you doing?
Right. I don't know why I'm laughing. Yeah.
Just very, very unique. Just letting her be herself is awesome.
I did like that too, yep.
And so that's why her acting is so refreshing, because it never seems like she's following a script to the letter.
Yeah,
agreed.
Which is fantastic. I mean,
we gotta see more of her
best
movies.
Of
really?
Well, I think we've already seen quite a few.
We've only seen not that
many. Send us some more, I suppose.
Yes, let us know. Movies we should watch next. Vote on the Patreon.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is such a strange movie to think about from like a holistic perspective. Like overall, it's just not what we expected.
No, which isn't a bad thing. And it's fine if it wasn't a thriller the whole way through. You know, I was expecting a thriller. I didn't get a thriller. That's okay. I would have liked more thrilly aspects midway through. You know, like during the movie, I would have appreciated more of that because we really started off the gate, and I had a certain vibe that we were going to go with.
To be honest, there could have been a few more points where they showed like the kidnapper doing things that was like honorable or something. Like let's say, you know, the police were after them, he like saves Alia or something from being killed or something. I know that's kind of a random example, but like something that showed more of like how we can be on their side, like okay, this relationship could work,
which is why
like him you know, kind of paying for what he did in the past, and in the very end he did pay for that, but like during that time it was just like, oh, they're just chilling.
Well, and I had said during the review like many times that like he like a redeemed character is totally fine. Like to have a guy that starts off as like a psycho or whatever, and then he becomes a good guy. But he needs to do stuff, like you kind of are saying. He needs to do stuff to justify being the good guy at the end. He can't just be himself, not really change a ton, and then just at the end be the good guy. You know what I mean? We need to see more points of him actually changing, where he didn't really do that. I think his
softening of his
furrowed brow, that was it. Yeah. Like there's nothing else. What else? He didn't do anything.
Caring for someone other than himself.
But he didn't. I mean, like how? You know what I mean? Like he didn't do it.
Protecting her, I suppose.
How? We can chill. We can hang out on the mountain. Like chill.
That's
on that
it.
mountain.
Like there was no actual like show of that. It was just him. They was like, you know what? I'm gonna smile more, and I might put my arm around you. It's like. It felt like we were supposed to feel that way, but we didn't see that on screen.
Here's the thing, though. When he was just overcome with emotion, and that was interesting to me because that's what he's basically saying. How is this even possible? I'm such a wretch.
Yeah,
basically.
because he is, and like he has done nothing to deserve not being a wretch.
Right. But that was him breaking down in that regard. That was pretty affecting because it was like, wow, that is someone who has, and it's like, yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, I liked it.
Interesting.
I liked it. I mean, it shows you that there's a complex character in all of us, you know. But at the end of the day, like just in terms of what his actions were, regardless of his feelings, there was never an action that he took to be the good guy.
I mean, he did pay for his
and I think that
past,
was the right ending. I think it definitely at the end of the day. So do we have ratings for all of
yeah,
us?
let's
get our ratings out.
This is interesting. It's 3.7 on Letterboxd.
My Letterboxd is down. I don't know what's going on. I can't rate stuff right now.
Oh yeah, let me. Oh yeah, 405 error message. 404 Looks like the Letterboxd is down briefly.
Throw out our.
We can definitely throw out our ratings.
All right, I got mine. Ready?
Yep.
We're ready to roll.
This is an interesting one to rate.
All right.
I think I know what you guys will.
Are we gonna go all together? We're gonna do separate. What are we doing?
This is
separate.
All at one time. Oh, okay.
Separate.
Michael, you want to start?
How about I started last time?
Okay.
Isaac. I'm always gonna be in the middle.
5-star, no, 3.5.
Whoa.
Okay.
5-star for Alia.
3.5 as well for me. It was really close to 3
yeah.
out of the 5, but the ending did move it to a 3.5.
Yeah, I thought it ended.
Yeah, I was
really
gonna give it a 3.5 too. I don't think we really disagree
so
too
all
much
on
with
the
this.
same
We just disagree
page
with the
for
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It was not a great movie because of the tonal issues in between, right? But
yeah, it was a lot. That middle section, hour
but
long.
I thought it was really well done. I liked the ending. I liked the beginning. The middle had me. That's kind of why it's got bumped down, you know. But yeah.
Okay.
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
And great performances, which is always a plus when we see
good stuff.
See these movies.
Guys,
so,
what did you think in the comments below? Let us know what we got wrong. Give us a super thanks.
Feel free to flame Michael in the comments.
Yeah, or I mean, any
Don't
of us.
flame
I guess,
me, yeah, I guess.
No.
Any of us. People
I don't know what
after Ben these days.
Yeah. Go after
I'm
Ben.
curious to
Thirst
see
after...
Yeah, give Ben the thirst.
I am curious to see it since everyone seems to be on the 7.6 out of 10. That's pretty high rating, so I'm curious to see what
other people
consensus
thought.
is.
Yeah, let us know, guys.
So.
Cool. We'll see you in the next
out.
video.
Peace.